An incestuous man who held his daughter captive and raped her for 24 years, a bloody massacre on the streets of Tokyo, and a sex scandal that destroyed the career of the governor of New York State were among the cases that shocked the world last year. Austria was shocked by the case of incestuous father Josef Fritzl. He locked his daughter Elizabeth in the basement of his house when she was only 18 years old. Over the next 24 years, Fritzl repeatedly abused and raped her, causing Elizabeth to give birth to 7 children. One of them died shortly after birth due to lack of proper medical care. Prosecutors are rushing to complete the case file so that the 73-year-old incestuous man can be brought to trial soon. He will most likely spend the rest of his life in prison. Lam Luong, a Vietnamese shrimper in Alabama, USA, threw his 4 children from a height of 24 meters into the sea after an argument with his wife. The children were only 4 months to 3 years old. Luong bowed his head and pleaded guilty in court in Alabama at the end of February. A court in New Mexico City, Mexico, sentenced Juana Barraza to 756 years in prison after admitting to killing 16 elderly women. The motive for the crime was anger at her drug-addicted mother, who had given Barraza to a man who abused her when she was 12. The 50-year-old female boxer committed the crimes from 1999 to 2006, targeting single elderly women. Wealthy businessman Wu Tianxi, a former member of China's National People's Congress, has been sentenced to death after abusing more than 20 schoolgirls. The 61-year-old millionaire from Henan province is said to have harbored lust for 100 virgin girls aged between 12 and 16. Dozens of passengers on a long-distance bus in Canada fled in terror after witnessing Vince Wegwang Lee repeatedly stab a male passenger and decapitate him. The victim was 22-year-old Tim McLean. New York Governor Eliot Spitzer resigned after investigators uncovered his association with the Emperor's Club VIP prostitution ring. The politician dated Ashley Alexandra Dupre, a prostitute in the ring. Spitzer had spoken out against prostitution in New York and fought tirelessly against financial malpractice. However, his career collapsed after this incident. Tomohiro Kato, 25 years old, a Japanese man, suddenly used a knife to repeatedly stab pedestrians in the center of Tokyo, killing 7 victims on the spot and injuring more than a dozen others. He was arrested at the scene. Kato said that his motive for committing the crime was because he was too disgusted and tired of life. After receiving a complaint from a teenage girl who said she was physically and mentally abused, police searched the ranch of the Orthodox Church headed by Warren Jeffs, a man with 70 wives, in the city of El Dorado, Texas. They rescued more than 400 children and hundreds of women. Investigation documents show that girls in the sect were subjected to a dark life and were sexually abused. Many were forced to marry older men when they were just puberty. This is considered the largest child abuse case in the United States. A group of armed robbers attacked the Harry Winston store in a luxury shopping district in Paris, while security guards and CCTV cameras were still in operation. They made off with a large number of diamond rings and bracelets worth a total of $102 million US. This is one of the world's largest jewelry robberies. A French engineer and Muslim filed for an annulment after discovering that his bride was not a virgin as he had thought. The divorce decision has angered the French public, who say it violates women's rights. Many people say that the verdict reduces marriage to a business in which a wife can be abandoned simply because her husband discovers her flaws. Under pressure from public opinion, French Justice Minister Rachida Dati had to ask the prosecutor's office to appeal. Finally, the court withdrew the decision to annul the marriage.